So that's where the most torque is. So I don't know, I guess that's a good word for it. Most torque. Know the tendency to put this in your mouth to hold it, but a lot of string is treated with rat poison. A lot of baler string is treated with rat poison, so don't do that. So you put it together like that, and then take, I don't know, these are just cheap channel locks I keep in the greenhouse, like that, and you'll feel it like snap together. Throw those on the ground so you won't find them, and then you just tie. This is what I did with the other ones. You just tie a little knot here. I was a Boy Scout, believe it or not, and I got my knot badge, but I don't know how to tie a knot. So Christmas tree season, and then it kind of go like that. So this is what we have, using what we have. Okay. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I know enough to be dangerous farm. My name is Rob, and today we're going to put shade cloth on. And you know it's hot because, yeah, you guessed it, we're putting shade cloth on. This is a maintenance thing or an operational thing at a greenhouse facility, or if you got 1, 2, 8, 15. The larger guys don't have to use shade cloth. They have the correct ventilation going on and all that good stuff. Other means of reducing the sunlight exposure to their plant material. So we have to use shade cloth, and it comes in different. This is what it is. It's like this is some sort of plastic material, poly material, netting. You can get different degrees of blocking the sun out, so just be aware of that. Normal places only carry 2 different kinds. So what we have to do is we have to go up. We have to go up and over this house, which it's 30 wide. I don't know how tall it is, about 16 foot tall. I got the widest weed fabric my supplier has, and I wish it was a little bit wider. So if you're this style of greenhouse is a lot easier to measure, because you can just measure up and then the gable end and then back down what you need. That's very easy. This is a nice curve, and so I did my best. I got pretty close. It works. I pull that's west on that side. I know I'm not supposed to put greenhouses east to west, blah blah blah. It's just way it is. So west is that side, so I pull it down further on that side to shade the house and the plants that are close to the plastic. So some of the tools you'll need, obviously the shade cloth. You'll see this is in 2 pieces. At the time I bought this bigger stuff, my supplier only had so many feet of it, and I really needed to get it on, and I thought I could make it work with covering 3/4 of the house. Don't cover 3/4 of the house, because you're going to end up going back for the rest of the piece. Once they got it in, I got another piece to finish the whole house. It's just the sun is heating up the part that's the sun is heating up the part that's not covered, so you still have to get that heat out of there somehow. So cover the whole greenhouse. Don't do this. But this was a quick fix, like a lot of stuff around here. This is all he had, so I got what he had. So you need the shade cloth at the right percentage, what you want to filter out. You'll need some string. You'll need some string and some scissors, and these are. Don't forget your clamps. These are clamps that go, as you can see them, they got little teeth here, and they snap like that, and then you tie your string. This clamps on your fabric. This clamps on your fabric like that, and then you put your string in here and tie to your house to secure it for wind purposes. The string we use is just treated bale twine string. It's the smaller stuff. I originally bought this for tying Christmas trees on top of roofs and stuff. And Christmas time, do not get this for that. It's not strong enough. Once you put some torque on it, it breaks. So it's good for this. I use this because if you use 1/4-inch nylon string for this, once you take it down and drag it back out, you're going to have all this quarter-line string all over the place, or rope, I don't care what you call it, and it's going to make a mess. But this string will last for a year. We only have this shade cloth up 2.5 months, depending on when it starts cooling down, but usually 2.5 months. This is something you can do by the calendar. You can do this like June 1st. Okay, right after Memorial Day, we got to get that shade cloth on, or earlier, whatever. But I was trying to push some of the vegetables, and had more ventilation in there this year. I thought I could keep it cooler, but I just can't. So we're going to use some sharp scissors, and you're probably wondering what this is. So what I'll do is, this is just my throw rope. I'll connect this to one end, and I'll throw this. This is just a piece of PVC I had laying around. I don't use this size, and then I'll throw it. I'll throw it up and over, and then I'll pull the shade cloth up and over. Especially helps when you're doing it by yourself, and it'd probably be you could use just about anything that's not going to damage the plastic. What should be used is like a tennis ball or something like that. Just put a hole in a tennis ball, put the string through, and then just keep that in the greenhouse. Like I keep this in the greenhouse, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But you know, if I get an old tennis ball, that's the first thing I'm doing. So the process is, drag this out, find your sides. You leave these clamps on. There's no need to take them off, and that tells you what the sides are and where the ends are. So I do that. There's no upside or downside. Just be careful on some plastics, specifically white plastics that are more overwintering. There is an inside and an outside to some of those plastics, but they'll be written on the inside of the plastic when you're putting it on. And I've done that before. You get it on and not stapled, but pulled it over, like, oh, outside. Okay, but anyways, pro tip. So drag it out. Store this inside. It will break down over time, but this is 3 or 4 years old. It's still got flexibility. It doesn't feel rigid, or it doesn't feel like it's breaking down at all. But I take it down and then put it in the haymow. The only thing I don't like putting in the haymow is it does like to promote little mice nests, and they will eat it for some reason, just being jerks. But we have a cat in there, that kind of like a free-range cat, in the haymow, so she keeps it down. I'm not a cat person, but you know, I am that cat person. So we just brought it out of the haymow. We dragged it out, got the sides. We're going to add the pigtail strings, little pieces of strings on here before we, you know, pull it over, because it doesn't come all the way down. I don't want to be reaching up and tying little pieces of string. So we'll put the string on now, and you know, it's lightweight string. They're only going to be about 4 or 5 feet long, so they won't get in the way. I put the big piece on first, and then the second piece, but again, try to buy one full piece. This stuff is not heavy at all, and that's why I can do it by myself. It's not like plastic. It is like a quarter the weight of you know, greenhouse plastic. But so that's the process. We string it out. Once you bring it out of the haymow, don't drag it, you know, 100 miles over. We have gravel here, but there's little sticks and stuff. Don't drag it down the gravel, and it'll pick up all these sticks. You won't see it, and then you'll put it up over your greenhouse, and then you have a little stick poking a million holes in your plastic. So try not to do that. Just trying to kind of fold it up instead of rolling it or dragging it. Just fold it up nice. And you know, you can fold up and roll up a piece 100 foot long by, I think this is 30 feet wide. And one person, it can't be 10 pounds. I don't think it's 10 pounds. It's just bulky, you know. So that's the process. We've got this out. We're going to make the little pigtails, put it on the side, and then we'll take this thing, tie it to one corner, throw it up, get that corner attached, and then we'll go to the next end. If you have a 100-footer, maybe do it in the middle, like every 50 feet, tie it, throw it over, pull it over. But we're going to do at the end, because it's, I don't know, it's probably 65, 70 feet to the end of this piece. So it's not that bad. Like I said, it is very light. And then we connect it to the staples where our blow rope is, and then how close we have these clamps. You know, they're probably every other rib, so they're probably 8 foot. You could probably go to 10 foot. depending on how windy it is, once this stuff is down, I guess the first one towards the windward side is the most crucial. And I normally don't have to replace this during the year, but it probably would depend on how much rain and heat and stuff. But you know, once one breaks, just replace it. It's no big deal. But that's why I use this kind of disposable string versus some 1/4 inch like flagpole rope or something that would last a while. You know, you get a roll of that stuff and it's going to last you your whole lifetime, and you use string for stuff. I know my rope bucket is usually a little bit more organized than that. It has a lid and comes out the side, but obviously this got wet during Christmas tree season, and then it kind of go whoop, like that. So this is what we have, using what we have. Okay, I'll put the little pigtails on, and then we'll get this up and over, and we'll get going on this. Okay, I'm back. Melting. I don't know why I couldn't have done the section that's in the shade right now, but anyways, I went through and cut little pigtails about, I don't know, 8 foot long, just so I have enough, and checked all these connections, cut off the old string that was on there, and I found out that I only needed to replace one. These, I find that they're kind of one and done. If you've clamped them on, take them off and move them, it bends the little teeth and they don't want to snap together very good. So I don't know where this one went, but it's on the end, on one of the corners. So that's where the most torque is. So I don't know. I guess that's a good word for it. Most torque. I know the tendency to put this in your mouth to hold it, but a lot of string is treated with rat poison. A lot of baler string is treated with rat poison, so don't do that. So you put it together like that, and then take, I don't know, these are just cheap channel locks I keep in the greenhouse, like that, and you'll feel it like snap together. Throw those on the ground so you won't find them, and then you just tie. This is what I did with the other ones. You just tie a little knot here. I was a Boy Scout, believe it or not, and I got my knot badge, but I don't know how to tie a knot, so rope on there, my piece of PVC, and then toss it over, and then I'll come down here and toss it over. But why don't I just show you instead of telling you about it, instead of mansplaining this? Okay, let's do that. All you're really doing is getting it close enough. Don't wad it up, but just get the one side on top. Just get the one side on top so you can get at it. It's a good inspection of getting sticks and stuff out of it. Also, you're probably going to see why I don't fish here in a second. Leave that rolled up the first time, and then you can either tie it to the end or tie it onto this thing. Don't do it tight because you're going to take it right back off. So I got this rolled up, and then do the old grenade toss. See if I can do it on the first try. Get yourself some slack. I don't think it went over. It didn't. So maybe unroll it a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more slack, and then third time's the charm, right? All right, get it up and over. People are watching. So it went over, but it's further down, but that's okay. Pro tip, make sure you got enough string to reach the other side. So another pro tip, if you start feeling a little more tension than you really want, go check it out. Something's caught on the other side, because that string in one spot on that plastic will burn a hole through it. But here we go. Here's our pull rope. This is the end one, so we want to pull it you know, ever so slightly. Try not to pull on the plastic at the same spot. You'll burn a hole. So we'll tie this off real quick just to see where we're at. This is where a helper would help. So let's go see what it looks like on the outside. Let's go see what it looks like on this side. All right, looks like we're falling off. That's probably why we were getting too much resistance. Probably should have checked. So no big whoop. Pull it back. So it's longer on this side, so we want the majority of it on that side if we want to, you know, if we have a choice. See, almost half of it's over with no problem. But if we have a choice, we want the majority of it over here on this side. So if you wanted it even, you know, it would take some back. If you wanted this even on both sides, it would take some back and forth, or having a partner say, hey, I got 8 inches, I got 12 inches over here. But since I'm alone and I know it doesn't fit anyways, I'm going to put the majority on this side just because the afternoon sun is like this beating on this house. So I just want it like that. And yeah, obviously I got a ton on here. But leave yourself, you know, don't cut it here and tie it here. Leave yourself some stuff just in case it breaks. The first one I'm going to use this eyelet here because it's towards the front. You can see this is starting to curl a little bit. That little bit there is not going to matter one way or the other. And then go through a couple times so the tension is on the string or rope, not on your tie-a-lot knot. Okay, so this is what I mean by tie-a-lot knot. And this is the reason if that bothers you, cut that off, but I will leave that for extra just in case. I cut off the old because then you have the new and the old here hanging out, and it's as you can see here, I got this, and I'll take a leaf rake around the outside of this and clean that up. But a lot of times I can just go the next one down and just keep pulling, but just be careful. It puts a lot of tension on these clips, so just go right down the greenhouse like that, trying to just hold on to the fabric, not the string, because you'll rip those little clamps right out. So now it's wanting to come this way on me, so I probably should tie it off on the other side so it doesn't pull right over. So we're tight on this side. Oh dear. I'm going to tie this right here just to tie it off so I don't pull what I've just done over. Apparently this thing's stretched out because I don't remember it fitting this good. So it looks like I haven't been on this side in a while, and if you looked at one of my older videos, this is where I got stuck snow plowing. But looks like I need a little bit of weed control. I don't like spraying, but if I have to, I'd unroll the sides and let it go a day, because Roundup will volatilize, you know, at 80 plus degrees. So you could spray in the morning and then roll your sides back up. You think it's dry, but then your Roundup volatilizes, and then whatever you got inside that house is going to get blasted because of the vapor from the Roundup. Okay. Now I should be able to tie that other side, that other corner. Just watch your other side, you're not pulling it off. So just tie it off temporarily. This is a knot that you're going to want to be able to get back out, so do one of those loop-de-doo knots. I don't know what they're called. I'm sure there's an app by now for tying and telling knots. So do your corners, but don't, put the finished knot on it in case you got to adjust. I do it this way. You can do, the corners first. Get them up and over. As long as you tie off your corners so you're not pulling all your fabric over. There's the front one. So this string here keeps this from doing this in the winter time, so I'm gonna have to replace that this year. 3 years is about right. I don't use that heavy nylon stuff because it just doesn't last, and it's hard to work with. I'm not saying I've never used it, but the yellow stuff from that freight company, I get more of a cord type deal. So now just pull it down where you want it. So there's the one side. I think you can see how it's rolling back on itself. I think I'll get up there sometime and then pull it that way and just tie it at the top. It's never done it that bad, but that's letting some light in, some heat in, but I do have, the garage door that's open there, but still gonna let some heat in there. And then we'll get this side. I know it's not even, it'll be up further, but you don't see both sides at the same time unless you're inside. And when it's too short, you need to have it on the sunnier side to help you out. This side I'll probably go back through, or sweet talk my wife to go back through and just cut off the extra. And what we're attaching it to is a galvanized staple that this string goes to. And this is to keep these sides from go back and forth in the winter time. But that's what we're connecting to. It zigzags all down through. So now I got that done, I'm going to do that little piece there, and then I'll show you the final result afterwards. And here's a pro tip. Obviously last year, this is a knot, or you can tie a rock in there. You can do the same thing with a tarp. I tied a knot here and then tied the string around it to secure it, but this year I put the clamp on. But in a pinch, this will work. Put a rock in a tarp, tie around the rope around it. It will get you home, but we are all set on this side. Looks good. So much darker and cooler in there already. So that's it. That's how you put shade cloth on it's 30 foot wide. It's about 18 high. It's Kwanzaa hut style, I guess you'd call it. 100 foot long. The next one we're going to do is this one. Should be a little bit easier because it's going to be a little bit smaller, and hopefully I'll have some help, but I probably won't. But we're going to do that tomorrow. I probably won't show that because it's the exact same process. So I know it's this stuff's expensive, but if you average it out over the life of the fabric, you're going to get at least 5 to 7 years out of it. If you treat it right and you don't have it up, put it up as long as you need it. But you know, if you store it in a proper place, not outside or something, um, you'll get 5 to 7 years out of it. That probably cost me, well, that was 4 years ago, so that doesn't matter. I'll let you know. It's so many bucks a foot, but it's going to be around four or 500 bucks at this place. But he gives me the clips for free, so you know, I might be able to find it cheaper online, but I don't know the quality of it. One, I'd rather buy local. Two, and he gives me free clips. So you got to weigh all that in. You know, 450 over 5 years. The It's going to pay for itself. One, in the product you don't lose in the greenhouse because it got too hot. There's one. It paid for itself just there in probably 2 years. The reduction in the hours you have to run your exhaust fan. Another penny saver right there. It probably would penny out to over 4 years. It would pay for itself. But you know, saving product, reduce utility costs with not running that exhaust fan, or if you're the person that turns on the sprinklers or waters in the middle of the day just to cool it down a little bit, but you know, makes it more humid, and if you have mums in the greenhouse like I do, probably not a good scenario. So that's it. No special tools, just the fabric and those clips, and you can get the string anywhere. My advice to you, buy one piece, and if they don't have one piece, just try to, you know, don't do it half piece like I do, because it's double the work, because you got to do, it's just double the work almost, just because it's in two pieces. So I think that's it for today. So thanks for joining me. Press subscribe, and see you next time, and take care.